Tara Blanchard, and you're watching Average Joe Sports Talk. And today I have the privilege of sitting down with the Real Housewives of Hokes Bluff football.
I'm Alex Ball, Phyllis Robertson, and Kasie Robertson.
And hey, don't forget, you're watching Average Joe Sports Talk. And this is brought to you by Aligned Insurance with Michael DeLozier, and also Auto Owners Insurance co-signs on that loan. So, you guys, we've got Coach Rob's daughter and Coach Rob's wife and Coach Rob's daughter-in-law. And I'm going to ask you straight up, just right out the gate. Here's the thing. A lot of people, and it seems like it's more of a Southern thing, but you see on movies where people instantly are like, oh my God, my mother-in-law. And it's okay. It's okay because this is a safe space. She's not listening. Her palms are sweaty. She's not listening. And I will say, like, you know, my first mother-in-law, like, I was like, take her or leave her. My new mother-in-law, she's the greatest. Like, she meets me in the driveway to get our kid, and she's like, oh my God, give her here. Like, it's like a 30-second drop-off. Tell me about
Phyllis. Yes.
That's Phyllis.
She is a godsend.
I love
That's all
that.
I can say. Or she'll start crying and say a lot. We'll just leave it at that. Stop it, Alex.
Now, do you guys all sit together in the stands?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I didn't mean to say it like that.
Do you guys yell at each other? Because, like, I feel really bad for my brother's girlfriend because I'm so hard on my brother. And so, like, even in, like, he plays college football. And so even in games, like, I'm like, really, are you dumb? Like, what are you doing? Why are you slacking? And Emery's like, Emery's as bad as I am. That's how we're like, you can never leave the family, because she's meaner to him than I am, and I've never been more proud. So, like, you guys get on, like, one another's.
She gets on to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
we're saying things, and I'm like,
What? Mom, we're on offense.
It's not that bad.
Like, hey,
The other night, where we're sitting there, and they had 12 on the field, and I was like, oh my gosh, they have 12 on the field.
I was very proud.
And she was like,
You count
them? And I was like, yeah, I always count them.
at least she wasn't,
So,
at least she
don't
wasn't
listen to
like,
her.
Mom, that's the band. The band's coming out. This is cheerleaders.
No, it's not like that.
They're 8 short, actually. Like, calm down. I love it. Like, I love that you guys all stay together because, like, I'm real bad. Like, my dad coaches at Piedmont. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what my dad does. No, I'm just playing. I love it. I love Coach Smith. I love you. And you too, Pop. But, I mean, there are times that, like, I have the privilege of, like, standing on the sideline this year, which is, but there are times that I'll watch stuff and like, my eyes will get big, and I'll turn around and I'll catch James Blanchard, and I'm like, so at least you guys have the luxury of sitting up there being like, what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you doing? Not that I was questioning you, Dad, because I wasn't. I wasn't. But there's just things that happen. And so what is it like being, I mean, you're Coach Rob's fam, like Coach Rob's women. Like, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to back it up a little bit. They said, you're going to sit down with the Robertsons. And I was like, he's got like 3 wives? I was thinking
like that.
Like a little sister.
I was like
actually, you're sitting down with Mary and Christine and the real ugly one. You're sitting with all of them. And I was like, okay, Hokes Bluff, I hear you, Hokes Bluff. Like, quick transfer. Pulling my kid out of Piedmont. We're going to Hokes Bluff. But what is that like? Like, all sitting together each night? Like, do you ride together? Do you just find each other there? Is it just like an unspoken rule?
Oh, yeah, we always ride together, and a lot of times if we travel, we stop and eat, you know, and we have her 2 kids with us, so it's always, you know, it's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a trip every time, but we have that support together. You know, like walking in, I feel like, all right, I've got my people with me, you know.
And plus the other coaches, you know, their wives, you know, they are awesome too. You know, so we're all up there together at home games. And then, you know, we try to find each other at away games. So we're real close.
I love that. I love that you guys all travel together. I think that's super neat. And I love that you guys are close. And I'm going to put you on the spot.
Again.
Because this is a safe space. Yeah. I want you to tell the story of you meeting Coach Rob's women. Coach Rob's women. Coach
There
Rob's
wasn't
daughter.
much to it. Okay, so you got a preview of it earlier.
I did.
I had brushed into them at a football game, of course. And it was hey, we saw each other's faces. That was about it. And then probably a couple weeks had passed. Brad and I officially started dating. It was really, didn't know what it was for a little while. And I finally walked it. It was the Glencoe Hokes Bluff game. This was our first year dating, so I was on the Glencoe side.
She's from Glencoe.
So I just finally walked over there and said, hey, I'm Brad's girlfriend. He's never going to introduce us. And I popped right down. Probably in the same seat that I sit now every home game. So there wasn't much to it.
So if he was never going to introduce you, like, what was your plan? Like what side were they going to sit on? Like, were you going to invite them to the wedding?
I mean, that was the plan. That was just, I was going to have to do it myself.
And so, to be fair, you're probably the first girl that ever really did that, because
you were his only girlfriend.
No.
Yes, the only one who's ever had.
You can't put that in there. Brad will divorce me and move out. Okay, that.
Maisley felt that she was Brad's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So did we.
And please tell them who
Maisley, my daughter, yeah. She, so Kasie came up there to say hey to us, and we were still in shock that this is a girlfriend.
Surprise!
Surprise! Maisley was like, who? Like, and she, the whole time Kasie sat there, she sat there and looked at her. She was probably 2 years old, looking at Kasie up and down. So mad. Like, who is this person?
Now she is attached to my hip.
You home with me.
Yes.
Yeah. So would trade Brad for me in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? You got to know where you stand. You have to. That's, I mean, our daughter drew a picture at school of like her family. I mean, and it was down to like Gigi and GP, so like my grandparents and my parents were in it, and Bailey's girlfriend Emery was in it, and I was like, Emery ain't family yet. Like, she don't even like Bailey half the time. Like, why is she in this picture? But it just happens. It happens that way. So how long have you guys been married?
We have only been married since July. But
Oh, so it's new.
Yeah, it's very new, but we have been together for 6 years.
Okay, so you've been family for forever.
It took a while.
Were you mean?
No, we loved Kasie from the beginning.
Okay, good. Well, yeah,
We just tried not to get attached to her because we didn't know, how it was going to go. But
I got attached.
And I got over the fact she's from Glencoe.
Yeah.
So
That's
very
a hard pill to
quickly,
swallow,
yes,
isn't it?
Yes.
It
is
is
not
like
that
it's
bad,
okay.
y'all.
It's not that
okay.
bad.
I guess, Kasie.
It's not bad. It's not.
No, the way she
I'm
was with my
unbiased.
kids.
I wasn't from Piedmont. It could have been so much worse.
It is tough. You know what though? I will say, like, it's tough to be a winner. Nobody likes us. It's okay because we have our group. Like, we have crew. No, but I will say this, and Miss Phyllis, Buddy back there with his teeth shining whiter than the lights that we have here. He said, "I'm so excited you get to meet Miss Phyllis." And here's the thing, and you hear Phyllis, and I'm thinking of a lady that was in our church.
I know, I don't like the name
And
either.
she was, I mean, when she was in church, like, she was old and I was born, and she's still kicking, and I'm like,
yeah.
Phyllis is still
We call her
going.
Sissy. That's
Yeah,
what my kids
that's
call her.
See, I love it, but he's like, Miss Phyllis, I had a crush on her in high school. Now, and here's the other thing, I think
Buddy, it's come full circle because Buddy taught me how to swim. He was a lifeguard.
he
and I
was
like,
saying that.
I'm poor and I'm drowning, Buddy.
And let me guess, he smiled at you, and the white of his teeth picked you up out of the water. See, and here's like, I hate Buddy, like, I'm jealous of Buddy because everything he eats goes straight to his calves, and I'm like, that's not where mine doesn't do that. Mine don't do that. But yes, he was like, I'm so excited. She was my high school crush, and he was like, it released control. I was like, I'm gonna tell you why. Nayana, you hear that?
She knows we have.
She just
That's
was
my
surprised.
this afternoon. So
But it was one of those, like, he's like, I'm telling you, she's aging in reverse. And again, here's the thing. These guys are turds. They keep sitting me down next to, like, these people who are, like, stunning. And again, I'm waiting on the day that if there's an ugly coach's wife out there, please call me. I want to break the stereotype. It's 2020. If you're ugly and a coach's wife, come forward and and sit with me. Because, I mean, it is. It's almost like a law that if you're going to be a coach's wife, you have to be someone that people are like, yeah, she's pretty. She's real pretty. And so how long have you been in the coach's wife business?
Well, since 1982, I guess. Yeah. We started dating then and been together ever since. So, and Mike will never divorce me because he doesn't like change.
I thought you were going to say alimony, but that's a good thing too. That's a good thing too.
You know, that's
I don't think Mike would leave you because he seems like a very smart man, and he knows Buddy would be there to sleep. That was true. Buddy would run in on his little calf muscles, smile with his two bright teeth, and y'all would be set. I love to pick on Buddy. It's like having honest to God, being with Average Joe's is like having three big brothers.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And they're the worst. The worst. Like, I feel like I should call my brother and apologize. Like, I'm sorry, Belly, I'm the worst. But you've not met Bo. You don't know what Bo does to me. Bo tags me in terrible things. Reggie's the worst. Josh has a blooper reel of me. Like, these people suck.
You got a new nickname today.
I did. I'll be 30 Saturday.
Oh,
Join the
girl.
club.
I joined that club in January.
You joined it in January?
I joined it in January.
Joined it in January. That makes me feel better.
No, it doesn't. Just get ready.
It is. When I started with these guys, I was young Tara, and now I am slightly past her prime Tara. And I hate that.
Courtesy of both.
Courtesy of both. So I feel like you have so much at stake on the field because you have dad and brother.
And husband.
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean, like, there's nowhere for you to go. Like, you can't say, you know what I'm doing today? I'm not watching film. Like, I'm going to go to mom and dad's house. Like, just kidding. I'm going to go hang out with my favorite sister-in-law I've ever had or ever remember. You're the only one, right?
No.
Oh, no.
Well, Jake has 4 sisters.
Oh.
Yes.
But you're the favorite.
Well, yeah, I'll take it. Sure. Don't tell Haley and Katie and Sophie. Y'all are watching. We'll tie. It's a tie.
It's a close,
5-way tie.
it's a close tie that she's winning.
Yes.
So, but I mean, how is that for you? God love your little so
It's
much.
cool. I mean, growing up, you know, and being a coach's kid, I don't know any other way of life. So, might as well everybody in my family be also either a coach or a coach's wife. And then 2 of my sister-in-laws, they are coaches too. So, yeah.
At Hokes Bluff?
Yes.
So it is a family business.
Yes.
So like the only way you're leaving Hokes Bluff is in a box.
Yes. Yes. And we're a part of this Coaches Wives thing on Facebook. It's like a group, and all the time I'm seeing, you know, today actually this girl, she was like, my husband's going to dedicate a wall to all the different places he's coached, and I'm sitting here thinking, what? That's weird to me because all we know is
it's
Hokes Bluff.
I exercise with my mother every morning, and we were talking about how fortunate she's been because she's like, you see, she's on a Coach's Wife's page.
Yeah.
You may be on there with Rhonda. I don't know, but
It might be the same way.
it could be Rhonda's Precious. Like, you'd never know she was there because she doesn't speak.
Yeah.
That's why we like her. I was just playing. But she was saying she never realized how fortunate they were until there are people who are posting like placards, like, and it looks like a military spouse, like, oh, we've coached here,
Yes.
here, and she's like, that person's 35. And
Yeah.
I mean, they've been at Piedmont for forever. Like, James was at Galesville Center, and then he's been at Piedmont for so long that I don't remember ever not bleeding blue and gold.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things where you guys have. It's a great setup. I'm a little jealous.
Well, now Jake's dad, Patrick, coached at Hokes Bluff too.
When he passed away,
Yeah.
Jake moved in and took his teaching position and his coach's position. So
Now, see, that's awesome.
yeah.
So, I mean, this is one of those questions that my brain is going, hey, don't ask that question. My mouth is going to ask me, like, do you see yourselves ever, like, if the possibility ever presented itself, like a head coaching job for either one of your husbands to leave Hokes Bluff, do you think that they would say no?
The other coaches have been there too forever. So, you know.
It's a great program.
Yeah.
Like, you know what to expect because it's not a.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that, like, I feel like you have to respect the fact that, I mean, it takes about 3 years to build a program. So the fact that these kids are coming in and it's the same period. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys have, like, are you, well, I'm trying to think of a way to word this that doesn't sound like creepy. Apparently I'm a creepy person. Okay. With the players, do you guys do anything special for the players? Like, do you, like, seniors, do you guys do, like, dinners or that sort of thing? Like,
I think that's more of the senior moms. They, you know, they get together and, you know, plan stuff for them.
Yeah. We always wait at the gate. And,
Yeah,
you know,
and
always-
love on them.
We,
Yeah.
we walk on the field at the end of the game, you know, if they win. And if they don't win, we go on the other way.
Well, you know.
But, you know.
I think that's great, and I think it's great that the kids have, like, they have faces to put with, because it's not a new, and I feel like that's part of what makes the Hokes Bluff program. Like, we have Mr. Hokes Bluff 1974 back there. 98, sorry. But
Close enough.
and it was one of those things where for Buddy to be able to say, like, Coach Ross had a crush on her in high school, and I was like, why'd you pick some random lady out of the stands to have a crush on? And he was like, no, that was like that's my coach. And I was like, oh, and that's awesome to have that. It's in your veins, it's in your blood.
Which it also helps. I'm the odd one out of the bunch that does not teach. I'm the only one.
Oh,
So it also helps a lot. Alex sees most of those boys in the 3rd grade, and then Phyllis sees all of them in middle school PE. So,
no, I did not know that.
so
We're
they,
also all
you know,
teachers.
it's yeah.
And what do you do?
I'm an accountant. I'm the only one out of the bunch.
The nerd from Glencoe. What can you do?
Oh, the nerd from Glencoe.
Not everyone can be perfect. Some of us can just go through life with no direction. Well, you guys, this has been so super fun.
Yes.
I really want to cut that camera off so I can ask, like, the real good questions. But I so appreciate you all being here. But it's great the kids have somebody to look forward to know. And I mean, you know, like, you hate to say it, but like, a lot of those kids look for a mama, or some of those kids. I can't say a lot of them, but they look for a mama, and that's kind of what a coach's wife does.
Oh, yeah. There's some kids that you get attached to, and you just, you know, pull for them. And
We cry every last game, every senior night, every year.
Yeah.
And every.
The parents have it bad because it's obviously very personal, but we have that same feeling every single year. So
That is, you get
it
attached.
never gets any easier.
You love a program. That is awesome, and I love that you guys have, like, a trio going, and that, I mean, it's going to be this way until the end of time. Like, I've decided it. It's the Rob era until Jesus comes back.
I guess so.
Did you hear that, God? I have a plan. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for being here. I so appreciate it. I hope I didn't make anyone too uncomfortable.
No.
Casey.
Mostly I see it on the screen. I can't help it. My mouth. It's its own breed, I promise. But you have just watched another episode of Friday Night Wives, and this time we took the plural and we did all the wives of Hokes Bluff. And this was brought to you by Aligned Insurance with Auto Owners Insurance, and that is from Michael DeLozier. So look him up. If you look up his picture, he's bald. And that's all you really need to know. Like, he's bald. He's a very good looking bald man. And you guys, this has been, I love DeLozier. He was my parents' wedding. I can say weird things because he was my parents' wedding. Like, he remembers me embarrassing the mess out of my parents at their wedding. So it's okay. But thank you guys for tuning in. This was Average Joe Sports Talk, and we'll see you next week.